Dimick. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you had a busy week last week.
It was very busy.
Churning out a lot of public information.
A lot. Let's start with the fire, of course. You could see it from anywhere,
wherever
you were.
And had a perfect view from City Hall.
And it was one of those situations where there's a lot of misinformation right away.
Right.
What building's on fire? What's going on? Talk me through kind of your role and the city's role during this emergency.
Yeah, usually when there is a fire or a police presence somewhere, we don't really use our communication channels to talk about it. But when it's something like this, where there's such a big impact on public safety and a need for information out there, I was really proud of how we responded, because we were able to get information out right away as to what was happening with the fire, but then also what the community impact was going to be, just because it was so visible and the smoke could just be seen for miles. And of course there was debris that was unfortunately raining down on some of our neighborhoods. So it was really important for all city departments to respond, whether that was police and fire, or the DPW to close streets, or my office to be putting out information. So it was really great to see everyone in the community come together to get information out and take care of the dangerous situation.
Yeah, I was impressed with the way streets were blocked off. You know, you're thinking lunchtime, half-day school gets out, first week of school. A bunch of people want to go look at the fire. So it was a lot of trouble that really was averted due to the great police work.
Yeah, and the other element too is when a lot of the debris and ash came down, there was a lot of people wondering what that meant. So we had to do the important job of communicating to the public what to expect and what we were doing, because the EPA came in to investigate, because there was such a big environmental concern. So thankfully that was taken care of within a couple days. I believe by Wednesday night we had a good idea that the debris pieces were non-toxic and people could go about their business.
Do we know what caused the fire?
We do not. I'm not part of the investigation at all. I've just been helping with the community safety aspect of it. So that's being left up to Police and Fire Services and Michigan State Police. My understanding with these kind of investigations is it often takes weeks or months to give any kind of determination of what caused the fire. Sometimes it can be a little quicker, sometimes there can be a preliminary cause, but I'm not aware of anything being determined as of right now.
While the building did sell at auction, the closing did not occur, so the building was owned by its previous and current owner, the Dimick family. So the auction was supposed to transfer the ownership, but the closing did not occur, and I'm sure it won't now.
Yeah, definitely not.
I don't really know about any of those details, but I think it's important for people to know that a lot of ash and debris came down, but it was found to be non-hazardous to public health. However, they did find some materials at the actual fire scene of asbestos, so that's why that area is going to be continue to be contained, and that's why West North Street was closed for so many days, but it just reopened on Friday evening and people can travel through there. But it's definitely still an area you don't want to linger around or really walk around or go beyond any barriers, because it's still a dangerous place to be.
For sure.
The other big event last week, the storm, and the city of Jackson, Tree City, lost a lot of limbs, and at one point we had tens of thousands of people without power.
Right, just when we were catching our breath from the fire on Thursday night, the storm came through, so it's kind of rare to have two disasters in 1 week, but that was just another thing that we had to respond to. So this is a street on the southwest side of Jackson, Oak Ridge, and you can see quite a bit came down there. I believe that street just got reopened yesterday on Monday. So
you guys did a great job. I mean, consumers as well, getting debris moved. Some of the sizes of these trees and limbs that came down, I mean, just huge.
Yeah, so our crews responded right away, and then they worked through the weekend clearing streets. And the priority first is always clearing the streets and the sidewalks and the right-of-ways and the parks, everything like that. And oftentimes it's important for residents to know that we can't really touch these limbs or trees until consumers comes in and takes care of the power line, because we don't want to put our crews in danger or anyone else in danger. So sometimes that's why a street could be closed for a number of days, is just because the line has come down and consumers has to address it. But I would say it's probably going to be many days, possibly another week before everything is cleaned up. Of course, if anything fell that was along the street or the parkway or the sidewalk, you can put it on the curb and then the DPW will come and collect it.
Any damage to any city parks or properties, or do we do okay?
Not that I'm aware of,
Yeah.
no, I think it was just mostly in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
AT&T and Comcast also had crews 24/7 through the weekend restoring service to their customers. So not just power, not just trees, but you get your power back on, no cable.
Yeah, that's a problem.
What's the next People for the Parks and Trails event?
Yeah, we're looking to get that squared away before Labor Day. So we're looking at doing a park cleanup in September, and then in October we're going to do 2 events, and then in November we're going to have our very first Lights Day. This is going to be our 3rd year of doing holiday lights in parks, and we've kind of done them a little bit at a time, but we found it would be more efficient to do them all at once. So in probably the 1st or 2nd Saturday in November, we're going to have a day where we're in 4 to 5 different parks and people come out and pitch in. So
You just got me thinking about Halloween and stopping by your house. You're a holiday guy.
lots of blow mold.
I was in Target, first time in years. When did they get rid of the cafeteria?
Oh my God.
Well, anyway, they've got
Since
all,
the pandemic.
Yeah.
well, they've got all Halloween stuff. The other thing I saw you out last week, the dedication of the new public arts
Yes.
sculpture.
Yes, although it was a challenging week, it was nice to celebrate something positive. So I was really happy to see that, and it's really great to go by at night and see as
Yeah,
well.
that's wonderful.
Not only is it looks great, it also fills up a lot of space. I drove down Morel and you could see it, so it's a really good focal point for the roundabout.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope it's a calmer week for you this week than it was
Yes.
last week. Aaron
Thank you.
Dimick, our City of Jackson Public Information Officer. More of the Morning Show right after this.